So I ordered a bark removing tool. This stump here has been sitting out probably a good year, so it's pretty hard, dry, even all the bark here. So when you start with a chisel, getting a lot of this off, hopefully by the time I haven't finished it, my bark removal tool will be here. It's been taking a little while. So that's the next step of this build, or not build, actually this turning, where I'm going to turn this down into something, not quite sure yet what it's going to be. And I'm just going to start kicking off the bark. It comes off pretty easy, only because it's really old and it's been sitting and drying for quite a while. That gives you an idea how easy it was to get off. So I'm just going to go down in different areas. See about getting all this bark off will give me a better idea of what I'm going to work with. Now, some people may leave the bark on there. I didn't want to, and a good reason why. I wanted to see what was on it. Now, as you can see, there's a crack here. It goes all the way up, which that doesn't bother me either, because then what I can use is just some resin and make it something even a little better than what it is to start with. So that's what I'm going to be doing, and we'll see how that works out. Okay, so I'm going to add to the video I just did, getting the rest of some of this bark off here. Hopefully get it all the way to where I want it. And then I'm gonna, you can see it's just really dry. So a lot of this is very dry. It's just a matter of knocking off the big stuff. The rest of the stuff's gonna come off when I turn it. And I don't want a bunch of that flying around hitting me in the face or my mask or anything else or my shield. So it just doesn't take much to get this down. And then I'm going to go ahead and use a chainsaw and get it squared off. As you can see, it's leaning, so I'm going to get it somewhat round so I can go ahead and make this bad boy work. Yeah, it's been sitting out there a good year, maybe two, so I knew it was pretty dry. I put my meter on it, it didn't show any moisture at all. We're going to see what happens. There is a bunch of cracks through it, but again, I'm not worried about that. I can fill those with some type of a resin or epoxy, maybe put some color into it, make a nice bowl out of it. I don't like throwing away anything, any kind of wood. So anything that I pick up or a neighbor gives me, try to turn it into something. So this is going to be a boring video, but you'll see what it looks like when it gets done. And then I'll flip it over and do some more. There's not much I can say at the moment, just you have nothing else to do and just want to watch an old man peel a bunch of bark off, feel free. I had some jokes I tell you that keep you interested. Oh, actually I do have a joke. I'm pretty bald and I wear my steelworker's cap because I used to be a welder. And I found out something really interesting when I would go to go to get a haircut. Being bald or near bald, it's so expensive because they don't charge me to cut my hair, they charge me to find it. You guys have probably already heard that one, but hey, gotta add something in the middle of these videos, right? Otherwise they get real boring. Not just for you, for me too. So, nothing like being hair impaired. a good piece of wood that's still kind of wet, I definitely recommend getting a bark removal tool. Very cheap unless you've got something really big that you need to do. You can pick them up for anywhere from about 20 to 40, 50 bucks. And it'll stay sharp for a long time. And it knocks this stuff off pretty good. This is just easy because it is cold, it is dry. It'll be interesting to see how it turns down. And who knows, might come out something nice. Try not to bore you guys too much. But hey, when you get my age, if you don't stay busy, you won't be able to. So you gotta stay moving, gotta stay turning, gotta stay doing something. I like doing woodworking because I used to build hot rods, custom motors, and fabrication, stuff like that. Now, I do woodworking. A little easier on the old body. You don't have to worry about lifting up great big heavy things anymore. Being a steel worker, it was always a heavy job, and before I was a steel worker, I was a heavy hauler. I was like just making a circle, I guess, doing a bunch of different stuff. So I got a few pieces here a little harder, so I'm gonna wait and go in, have myself some breakfast, and then come back and see what happens. Gotta find my little remote covered in sawdust.